So I got two new exciting tools for my Roxon Flex, and I wanted to mention a couple things about the Roxon Flex. Some of the things I've been hearing, not a lot, but a little bit of murmuring, is that the Roxon Flex sort of is copying other people and it's not that original. And I did want to mention that this idea of modularity has been around for years. So this design of using this to fit into a tool and then you can take it off, put it back on, it is not new. It did not just come out in the last couple years. Take a look at the Leatherman Leap. They had their removable knife on the multi-tool for kids. And then even Case had a knife where it looked very similar to this system where you could replace blades and so forth. So again, keep in mind that this is technology that has been around for a while. But one of the things that I really appreciate about Roxon is they have taken this and they have really made it work great. And I don't think that can be emphasized enough. The quality that I see in this tool really does amaze me, the thought process that it went into it, and just really impressed. So really hats off to Roxon and their team. I'm just really impressed with what they've done, because when you have a modular system, usually it will never be as good as a regular multi-tool. But with a Flex, you really don't notice the modular finicky aspect to the tool, which again is a huge testament to the engineering team at Roxon. All right, so enough of that. I want to go ahead and mention again the two tools that I got, and I got the bit driver and the ferro rod. But first of all, I wanted to mention some of the tools that already Roxon had sent. So they sent me the can opener and the Roxon itself, the strap cutter, the Phillips screwdriver, the diamond file, the regular knife, the scalpel holder. We've got the serrated knife, the saw. It looks like a bike spoke wrench, a fish scaler, and a file. So these are the ones. I'm not currently having any of those in my knife at the moment. Now I may use those in the future, but at the moment I have a pair of scissors that I really like. Again, these were sent with the tool from Roxon. So huge thank you again to Roxon for being able to test this out. And then on the other side, I have the serrated blade, because I've just really come to appreciate the serrated blade for opening packages and so forth. I've got the awl and the file, the chisel, and then the can opener screwdriver, and I may change those again coming up, but that's what's in it at the moment. And the chisel does come with a wire stripper as well. So what we have, let's go back to the bit driver. We've got a very nice bit driver right here, and this is 420 stainless steel right here. And the bit driver that Roxon sends with this is actually this one. And it's a fair amount longer than the standard bits that we're used to, but it does work very good in here, the Phillips, and it does give you some longer reach as well, which is nice. So this is your normal Phillips bit in here. And then I just had another one to throw in there, another 1/4-inch bit driver. Then I wanted to mention these double-sided bits, like these Klein bits. They don't work. At least they don't work in mine. There is a magnet at the bottom, so it will hold it in, but it doesn't. It's too far down. It doesn't catch on this 1/4-inch bit. So again, you could cut these off if you were desperate to, but I don't know why you would do that. And then a lot of you have gotten really excited about Nextool's bits. They work great for Leatherman bits, but they don't really work in this situation because they're meant for the double-sided bits. And so they are a little bit too long for this bit driver. So the 1/4-inch bit driver works great, locks in, go ahead, comes back out. Very beefy looking bit driver right there. It does take up 4 slots. So pretty much once you put this in, again, you can have only basically one other tool, but that's fine with me. I really wanted a bit driver on my tool. All right, so let's move along and talk about the ferro rod. Before we do that, let's just take a look again at this packaging. And this is what I mean This is what Roxon sends. They send this and then they send this in the case. And this case is really cool right here in that you open it up and you've got this like protected case that hinges out, and it looks a lot more well thought out than a lot of tools that I see. So Roxon could have sent it in a baggie. They could have sent it just with a little bit of plastic wrap shrunk over it, but they took the time to really make it look a lot more premium. And I really appreciate that about Roxon. So what Roxon has done, and I think I really haven't thought about this in the past, but Roxon has slowed down their process to the point where they can deliver you a quality looking product. And that's more important than perhaps even I realize. So here we have this 1/4-inch bit driver, material 420, and then on the back it gives some info into how to use it on the handle and so forth. So big fan of that. All right, and then we've got the ferro rod, and this is again the packaging for the ferro rod. So again, outstanding packaging, and they talk about that. And then this one only uses 3 slots. So again, it talks about this as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get this out and go ahead, move this out right here. We'll just show you how the ferro rod sits in here. And then I'll just grab one of these others, probably the can opener, and then that could fit right in there as well. And then you would have the ferro rod and the can opener. All right. So then I actually want to take this out. So we'll take that out and we'll take the can opener out as well. I'll put my bit driver back into place. All right. And then let's take a look at this ferro rod. Now, again, I think I mentioned this before, but a guy at work said he threw a ferro rod out because he couldn't get it to work. And he didn't realize you had to take the black coating off for it to be able to strike. So don't want you to throw away your ferro rod. So remember that. So as we look at the Roxon Flex's ferro rod, one of the things to know about it is that this is plastic here at the end, but it does seem very durable. There's no shaking. There's no rattle. It's a very durable shaped tool, and it seems to work really good. All right, so what I like to use is the all on mine. So there we go, and it makes a pretty nice spark right there. So don't want to catch anything on fire at the moment, but it does seem to work really good. And then it's fantastic that you can take this out of the tool, use your tool, and yeah, really good. So I know other tools have that as well, but I think this is a really good option for the Flex, again, especially for those who like to go camping a lot. So I do feel like this is a fairly good size for a ferro rod. Sometimes Victorinox has that tiny little ferro rod, and there's some other ones that are very, very small, but I do feel like this is a fairly good size. So pretty impressed with that as well. Now the ferro rod comes in at $5. The bit driver comes in at $6. So both of these are fairly inexpensive. Now the tool frame itself comes in around $40, and then you add whatever tools you want. So it does give you all that customization, which is pretty nice. That's the Roxon Flex. Again, very impressed with it. Roxon is doing a really good job.